Hey guys, welcome to Finding Holy for Kids. As we continue in our series, this week we're talking about being God's beloved. That is such a strange and unfamiliar concept, that we are God's beloved. I know for me what that means is that no matter what, God is always going to love me, but also that He longs to be in relationship with me. He wants me to not run away and hide from Him, but to come to Him because He loves me no matter what. I know sometimes I start to feel kind of yucky, like I don't want to be around people, or I feel embarrassed about something, like these zits right here that I got. So gross. And yet God doesn't even care about that kind of stuff. He loves us unconditionally, and that's what it means to be God's beloved. In Colossians 3:12, it says, "Put on then, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience." And those are all things that we can demonstrate to other people because God has demonstrated them to us, right? He has been compassionate towards us. He has been kind towards us. He is humble, and He's meek, and He's patient with us. And because we've experienced those things, we now get to go and display those things onto other people. So I asked a couple of my coworkers what it meant to them to be God's beloved, and I'm going to have you check that out right now. But before that, I want you to stop and just ask yourself, what does it mean to you to be God's beloved, God's chosen person? Hey Vance, what does it mean to you to be God's beloved?
So I think for me, the idea of being God's beloved means that He absolutely adores me. He delights in me. I'm like his little kid, and He loves me no matter what, like all the time, and I can't do anything to mess that up.
Hey Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, could you just tell us what it means to be God's beloved?
Yes. To be God's beloved is to be very special and to be loved and to be cared for, kind of like having a nurturing mom and dad, but in a kind of a heavenly way. And it's kind of a really safe, wonderful place to be, in kind of the lap, sitting in the lap of God. So that's often what I feel like.
Hey Eric, hey, can you tell us what being God's beloved looks like to you?
God's beloved, it means that my picture, your picture, is on His refrigerator, front and center. That's what it means. It means He thinks about you from the moment that He gets up out of bed. If God were to get up out of bed and sleep, right? But He doesn't. You be on His mind. Everything that He would do to help plan your day would be about making it special and beautiful for you. To be God's beloved feels like to be embraced in a big, huge, warm, fuzzy blanket that you feel safe and secure, like all the time. To be God's beloved is that you're like the first words out of His mouth in the morning and the last thing that He thinks about before going to bed. Man, to be God's beloved, that's the most beautiful thing in the world.
Hey Nancy, how are you?
Hi, Kelsey. Good morning. I'm good.
Good. Hey, could you tell us a little bit about what it means to you to be God's beloved?
For me, being God's beloved means that I am loved the way I've always wanted to be loved. God loves me the way I love my children and grandchildren. He loves me completely, and He is always with me.